What's something good? Tell us something good. Let's kick this meeting off.
Testing, testing.
Oh, no, yeah, just talk. They hear you.
So I had my very first open house.
Whoop,
I was very nervous, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. And it was good.
Story most of the time. Our fear is never really as bad as we really think it is. So just get up there and get it done. Anybody else? Tell us something good. Tell us something good. Welcome, welcome. Come on in, have a seat. We have a lot of seats over here as well.
Mike Day, what you got for us? Something good, buddy?
Tell us something good. It can be personal, it could be professional. Had a closing 2 days. We like it when we get paid. All right, good job, good job. Anything else? Anything personal? Any babies?
All right, Happy Snubs office is growing.
Happy Snubs office is growing. Say hey, Snubs team. Welcome, welcome. I actually happen to know one personally. It was a surprise this year in the hallway. That's good. Anything else? Wedding, right?
Well, she's with me driving, so she's got no choice. She can't.
It is. It's about that time people are getting ready to send their kiddos off to college. Your son got accepted? Yay! To what college?
What's that?
No crying, no crying.
Sam Houston State University.
That was Carla, you got it. Anything else? Anybody else? Something else? I see some new faces in here. Let's do a quick thing. You know, I like to get your energy flowing. So everybody stand up.
Why don't you come over here, Lisa?
Those of you online as well. Because I'm starting to see this office is continuously growing. Thank you guys for your referrals. Thank you for leading by example. Let's just see where we all stand. So stay standing if you've been here more than a week. This is for online too. Stay standing if you've been here more than a week.
Keller Williams Southwest.
Come on, Pam.
Pam.
Been with Keller Williams Southwest more than a week. Stay standing. Come on, Ola. Really? Hello. Stay standing if you've been here more than a month. Okay. Stay standing if you've been here more than 3 months. Okay. Stay standing if you've been here more than 6 months. A year. 3 years. Whew, okay, battling it out. 5 years. I know I'm gonna have to start jumping in a second. 5 years.
Pam, you're gonna need a cane.
10 years. 8 years. 8 years. 8 years. Okay. 10 years. Oh, our winner inside is Pam. Pam, how long have you been here?
22.
22 long, hard-staking, and rewarding years. But you have somebody new. Who's new to your team?
This is Blaine Kaplani. He's my son, and he just joined me 2 months ago.
Awesome.
She was waiting for you for 20 years to come join this team of hers. Great. So welcome to the family, those of you who have just joined. Thank you for creating this family, those of you who've been here for quite some time. And so we're just going to go ahead and get straight into the meeting. And it kind of goes with what we're looking for or looking at this meeting, which is the greatest salesman in the world. Okay, who's next? Put our PowerPoint. Got a couple of our staff here. They want to bring you some news. So we're going to start with, unless our MCA.
Okay, all right, I'll do it on mine.
Okay. Oh, well,
I'll stand up here.
Hey guys. Hi. Okay, so I do the graphics that have the market center, how we are outpacing the market. I'm going to have those ready for you next week. For today, I wanted to go over a report called our multi-year trends. It's a report that looks at just our production compared to ourselves, month over month, year over year. right? So we closed the month of June, and I wanted to share with you because we saw some really awesome numbers. So in the month of June, we finished with a whopping 567 agents at our office. Woo! Yeah, that's awesome. You are part of the largest office in this area. It's an amazing referral network. And by the way, all of these people understand the KW culture. So they're like-minded, they're going through training like you are. So they're great people to work with. And if you've got buyers, go ahead and search around, start to network, see if you have some people that have what your buyers are looking for. Our closed units last month was 283, which was an all-time record tie with July of last year. Whew, that's a huge number of units. Yeah, give yourselves a hand. Now with units, right, volume follows units. So we, for the first time ever, broke $100 million in closed sales volume. It was 107. So the next closest month was 2 months ago at 94 million. So if your clients, if they want to know, like, well, you know, what kind of business do you do? Like, I'm part of an office that closed over $100 million in transactions last month. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's powerful. Our listings taken was 151. Our listings are down. Is anyone feeling the low inventory in the market right now?
There's not enough houses, really?
Or over the last 12 months?
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so we're all feeling it and we're seeing it here in the office. So we can use more listings. We need more listings. Listings are what drive the market. Listings are your inventory. If you were a shop owner, that's your inventory on the shelf. So if the shelf is bare, how are you going to do business? Listings, get listings. Listings taken volume. Now, even though we've seen a decrease in units, we've seen an increase in volume. So volume was 58.5 million, which was slightly down from May, which was 58.9. It's the third highest ever for listing taken volume. And why would the volume go up if the units went down? Price. The price of the listings that we're taking are higher than what they've been in the past. Now, is that because all the home prices are just going up, or is it because maybe we're taking some overpriced listings or focusing on luxury? Better agents? It's probably a combination of all three, right? We are seeing the average home price start to increase if we look year over year, right? And that's one of the numbers I'll share in a little bit. And we're also seeing some agents possibly taking some overpriced listings just because. Okay,
She's trying to be modest.
we are, yeah, I'm being real here. So with the listings, when you're taking listings, if they're overpriced, are they still going to sell? Just because we have a tight inventory. There are some listings that have been sitting there for a lot of days on market because they're overpriced. So if you're, Chad was just sharing the other day, there's still the tale of two markets. You're either in the market or out of the market. So those overpriced listings are still going to have trouble selling. They call that price improvement conversations, right? Is that right, Pam? Price improvement. Your price improvement conversations when they're overpriced. Yeah. And then listings sold last month, there was 129, which was an all-time record for units of listings sold. So we're selling the listings. We still need some more. Listings sold volume did follow a whopping 47.4 million in listings sold volume. That's an all-time record for the office in 1 month. Contracts written, 298. That's the number of contracts that were executed. Also an all-time record for the office. That lead to a volume of 111 million in contracts written volume. Whew, huge numbers, all-time record, right? Average sales price, I mentioned, we have started to see it come up. A couple years ago, we saw average was 285, right? Then 298, 296, 317 was last year. Right now, about 6 months into the year, we're seeing about 358,000 for the average sales price. So
one thing that's great that you were talking about, Krista, with those number of contracts written is that everybody's kind of participating, meaning the chunks in our groups. We just got word that our PC group was what, number 2 in our KW?
Yep.
Yes. So our productivity coaching group here is a very strong productivity coaching group, right? So they rank productivity coaching groups across Keller Williams offices around the country, and ours was number 2 in the amount of commission that they were working with the office. So that's pretty awesome to be part of that. And if you are not part of that group and you would like to be, you can talk to Nikki about that. They're doing some great things. And if you're in the group and you're not involved, I encourage you to get involved, start coming to the meetings because they're doing some awesome stuff together. I also wanted to hit closed GCI, right? So GCI is the gross commission that agents are earning, right? This is the agent's money. We saw an all-time record high of 2.7 million in closed GCI last month. That's incredible. The month before was 2.2, the month before was 2.4. So that is awesome when we see that start to come up because we know our agents are making money. If you are not part of that 2.7 million, start coming to the office, get involved in the training, get involved with the productivity coaching group because it's there and our team, when I say our team, our agents, they're earning it. The business is there. Yeah, it might be a little more difficult, especially if you're on the buyer side, it's there. That's all the numbers I wanted to go over on this report. So I think it's important that as agents, you are local experts of the economy. So that's why I share these numbers with you. One last thing I was going to leave you. We actually reviewed these numbers at a super secret top meeting yesterday with our top associates.
No, you didn't.
Super secret.
It's actually, yeah, I say that jokingly because it wasn't a secret. We had a meeting. It's a monthly meeting that we have with our top associates on our Agent Leadership Council. It is open for any of you to attend. And you can listen to the top agents talk about what is it they're seeing in the market? What are they struggling with? How are they masterminding to overcome these obstacles? Because if they're seeing it, what's the likelihood that you're going to see it?
Very high.
And we went over these numbers there and heard their reflections on them. So just throwing that out there, we will have another meeting next month. It's the second Tuesday of every month. So
Where's the secret place it's held?
it's so top secret, you would never find it right here in this room.
All right, couple numbers. All right, there's always room for improvement, right? Having yet record years, and yet here's what I heard: 44% of our business came from where? Listings. 56% came from the buy side. We would like to see that the other way around. So if you say, oh, there's no listings out there, the narrative is, yeah, and they're going to our competitor and we're keeping them in business.
Right.
Okay, so there's an opportunity, number one. Here's the next opportunity. Our concessions, you know what concessions are? Explain to them what a concession is.
It's a kickback. So when you're going to closing and you kick back some of your commission towards closing costs.
Oh, yeah, and then what was that number last month?
$327,000.
Yeah, 320. That is a huge number.
That's not one that we're celebrating.
That's a concession number, meaning that we believe you're giving up more. So in the absence of value, price becomes a determining factor, or a kickback, so to speak. A concession becomes the determining way. Know your value and your proposition and protect what you deserve coming to you. That concerns me. And don't say, well, I have to do it because everybody else does it. That just means you go, I got no value, so I got to try drop my price. What? There's always going to be a Walmart, right? And there's always going to be a Target, and there's always going to be a Nordstrom's or whatever. Where are you going to play? And we say, provide your value. Mike?
Are agent referrals in that number? Is it just-
No, it has nothing to do with agent referrals. But great question.
Know how to communicate your value. So it's not just about knowing it and being confident, but you have to know how to communicate it. And we have a great thing. It's almost like a secret society as well. It's called script practice every morning,
8:30.
8 to 8:30. And it happens in the lead gen. Well, it happens online as well as you can participate in the lead gen room. That helps you to know how to communicate your value, know how to handle objections, and know how to really just identify what your clients need.
There's also a live video every morning from 7 to 7:30 at pivotshiftcall.com from some of the top agents across the country, which reiterates, if you do what you're supposed to do, it works. So pivotshiftcall.com.
Is there any type of password or login that's necessary for that?
You just send in your name and email and they.
We'll send it to you. Okay, good. Because I know that's been a hiccup at times. Thank you so much. That's 22 years, y'all. 22 years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
30 in real estate, 20 here.
20 here. But I feel like you came alive when you came here. No?
Pam would like to say we came alive when she came here, right? Awesome.
Or 7 to 7:30.
It's 7 to 7:30 our time.
Who's next?
Probably me, I guess. I'll just
Or-
jump in.
yeah.
Mr.
Do we have anything for productivity?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You gonna handle that too? I was
I'm just
like,
gonna come up here, all right? Yeah, I'm gonna cover a couple of things over here. So let's start with productivity. Krista mentioned productivity and all the great things they're doing. For all of you that are in productivity coaching, there's something that Nikki's put together that's been really awesome, and we've gotten a great feedback on it. So we're gonna continue to do it. So if you have not joined the role play, the mock negotiation or listing presentation, negotiation, and contract to close role play that's started a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be a set thing now, I believe Tuesday. We're going to have it this coming Tuesday. So an Evite link is going to go out to all of PC. If you're interested in participating, make sure you sign up for that. All right. I believe it's going to, no, it is Tuesday because of risk management. Okay. So speaking of which, make sure you got risk management on Wednesday at 9. Okay. The role play will be at 9 a.m. I believe on Tuesday. All right. Here in the training room. Look out for some great things at the end of the week, as far as, the end of the month, as far as technology goes. We're going to put together workshops again at the end of the week. Said it again, sorry, end of the month. Okay. For y'all to come in and be hands-on on that. And also look out for contract to close again. If you need a refresher, right? Mike, we need a refresher.
I do.
Yeah, awesome. See, even top producers need refreshers, right? So all of you, please join us for the contract to close. Learn how to do the entire, the real estate transactions seamlessly in Command. Okay. If you feel like you need a refresher, be there. Look out on the calendar. Good deal. Thanks, guys. Verna, you got it.
okay, marketing? No? Nothing? Okay. Just making sure.
Let's get rolling. Get rolling. Get rolling.
Someone said contract to close is a great class.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna have this anymore. You got me queued up
You
here?
ready?
Yeah, might as well. Oh, look out for a couple of great things. We have mega camp coming up the week of August 23rd through the 26th, I believe. We're gonna have an entire mega experience. There's something that's going to kick us off the day before. We're gonna have something on the 24th where we will all kind of come together and have a massive experience.
Mhm.
And then something to kind of wind us down at the end of Mega Agent Camp. So if you don't know about Mega Agent Camp, this is an opportunity for you to grow and to be amongst those who are looking to grow. Typically, or used to happen pre-COVID, in person in Austin. They have breakout sessions. It's much like family reunion. It's like a mini family reunion, but very, very focused on your business. So that's coming up. We have our last summertime vibes that's going to happen at that time to kind of cool down on the summer there. And what else was coming up?
All right, we have a lot of things in August, so look out.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So
August
we'll
is
post it on our Facebook closed group. We'll also post it on our internet. You can look at kwsw25.com
And
for
you'll get emails.
and emails, of course, and text message that you'll get from us. So be on the lookout for that. There was an event coming up at the end of August as well. I'm sorry, July as well. So be on the lookout for that when that comes up. I think it's first come, first serve. All right, the greatest salesman in the world. So I also get coaching. We get coaching as leadership. We're always looking to grow. And I was tasked with reading this book. Has anybody read this book, The Greatest Salesman in the World? Only Chad? He's the only person looking to be great. Okay. And also in our endeavors of having conversations, we're in charge of growth and development. And so we have several conversations with you guys, as well as agents who are coming in. And one of the things I started noticing was, one, the agents who are currently in production, we only have 100 and so many more days left in this year. I don't know if y'all are aware of that, right? So you're starting to get some fatigue. You've started to drift away from your vision and your goal. And so revisiting that goal has been key, and it's been part of the conversation. For those agents who are coming in, it's really identifying who do you want to be and who do you want to become as you come on board here at Keller Williams Southwest, right? And so it just brought me to this book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. Now, this book itself is maybe 100 and something pages. You can really read it in one sitting, right? But you would be doing yourself a disservice, because instead of taking 30 minutes to read this book, if you actually apply the things that are in this book, it should take you 10 months to read. The author of this book, his name is Og Mandino. Oh, I got a clicker. Okay. Og Mandino, can y'all see that? Okay. And he's a guy who's been around for well, he's dead now, but he was around for quite some time. He was a great speaker. And this book itself has been reproduced in 50 different languages all over the world. It's been used in sales training all around, in major companies and corporations to develop their agents. So how does one, because y'all do realize you're in sales, right? Okay, just making sure. So how does one become the greatest salesman in the world? The book actually starts off with this older man. He's coming to the end of his time. He was this, oh, I forgot, I'm on camera. He was this great salesperson, and his name was Petros, and he had an ambitious young servant, and he saw that this guy had potential, and he wanted to pass down the ancient wisdom, how to become the greatest salesperson in the world. And before he could do that, he had certain criteria he had to meet, and it used to be a secret. So this guy, his servant, was about to be the last person who made it a secret. After that, he could tell the world, right? And so the guy goes through trying to figure it out, and he fails a couple of different times. And so finally, when he proved himself worthy, Petros starts to reveal to him, what are the 10 scrolls? What are the 10 secrets of how to become the greatest salesman of the world? I am not going to go through all 10. I am going to talk about some of the wise things that I learned through it, and maybe go through one of them, okay, and kick it off.
What year was this book written?
Um,
Where to find that?
Out of the edition,
I
original copy.
don't know. I think, well, 1968 is when it was copyright written.
Much older than that, and yet it's a timeless, just wisdom, timeless, never get old facts.
We talked about this. You're supposed to preview and tell me the questions you're going to ask before. Anyways, okay. And so the problem, let me get my notes. The problem here that he realized, the servant and the old man realized, was that there's only one difference between those who failed and those who have actually succeeded. It lies in the difference between their habits. Now, does this sound strange? Have we not talked about this at all here at Keller Williams? The biggest difference was in their habits. The good habits are the key to everybody's success, and the bad habits, well, they basically are unlocked due to your failure, and they're going to unlock your whole progression towards failure, right? So, so the secret to getting rid of these bad habits existed in the 11th scroll. So it only talks about 10, but there's an 11th scroll. It was the hidden gem. And that scroll was basically this: to form good habits and become a slave to those habits. So you have your bad habits. Bad habits are simply, we're a slave to our impulses. These impulses can look anything like our appetite, our passion, our prejudice, our greed, our love, our fear, our environment. But the biggest tyrant to all of these things is the habits that we form. Because as children, we go on our impulses. As adults, we are slave to our habits because we surrender to our free will to years of accumulated habits over time. And our past deeds in our lives mark our path, which may threaten and imprison our future. Let me say that again. We become enslaved to our bad habits because over years of time, we've accumulated them. And the past deeds that we've done may create this path to an imprisoned future. So what do we need to do? We got to get rid of these bad habits. And the secret lies in nature. Nature shows us that the only way to get rid of a bad habit is to subdue it with another habit. And that other habit are good habits. These good habits are formed by principles that will drive the bad habits out. It's within our nature. Keep it going. All right, so how do we go ahead and create these good habits? So the old man tells the man, look, but the first thing you're going to need to do is read each one of these scrolls for 30 days. It's a prescribed manner. And of course, the young servant is looking at him like, why do I need to do this for 30 full days? It's like, you got to do this before you go to the next. And you have to do it in a specific order. When you first get up, you want to read these words in silence. Then after your midday meal, you're going to read it again in silence. And then at the end of the day, you're going to read these words again, but this time you're going to do it aloud. And the reason for this is the old man realized that the secret to all accomplishments is that you have to repeat the words daily so they'll become a part of your mind and your active mind. And the more that you repeat these words, they'll start seeping into your other mind. That other mind that is mysterious and never goes to sleep. It's what causes us to do things that we really don't even understand why we're doing them, right? So this repetitive motion helps to create our dreams while we're asleep. So as a result, you'll wake up with vitality, increased vigor, enthusiasm, and eventually your desire to meet the world will overcome your fear. That's why it had to be done in this manner. You're creating and forming this new habit, and this is the first discipline. You see, when an act becomes easy through constant repetition, it becomes a pleasure to perform. And if it's a pleasure to perform, it's our nature to perform it often. And when we perform it often, it becomes a habit and you become a slave to it. And since it's a good habit, it aligns with your will. Pass the plate. So what are the scrolls? What are the scrolls? Well, before I do that, what ahas do you get off of that? What are some things that this makes you think of? Why do you say that? Hey, you're supposed to have the mic.
I do have one.
Oh, okay.
Being normal, you know, like
Right,
a lot added up over the years, bad habits to rectify.
right.
Improve, at least.
Because they start to poison the future that you want. And you start asking yourself, and I know people do this because they have these conversations with us, right? Well, I set out to do this and yet I didn't get it done. Well, why? What stopped you from being able to follow your schedule? Because that's what we teach, right? To become a slave to your schedule.
Mhm.
Sleep. Okay. Why? What benefit would that have?
I'm starting my day at 7 a.m. Don't judge at 10 a.m. You know, that's a big difference.
Absolutely. Sorry. Absolutely. There was a quote in here that said, let me see if I can find it. It was talking about time because we think that we have eternity, right, to do these things. And yet we don't have an eternity to do this. You do not have the luxury of eternity. Yet within my allotted time, I must practice the art of patience, for nature acts never in haste, right? So you have to be patient, but you have to go into this journey without unnecessary knowledge or handicap of meaningless experiences. You can't say I'm not experienced. You can't say I don't have the knowledge and use that as a crutch to move you forward, right? You have to take advantage of that time right then and there. All right. Any other ahas, or what are some other habits that we need to replace because we find this is what keeps people from success? Thanks for your transparency, by the way, including you people online. Y'all. I can't even see y'all, but
Show up every day.
Oh, so-
that is Sapna, huh? What do you mean by that? Tell me more.
Every day have a routine and stick to it, even if it's hard, even if you're sick, like today, I'm sick. Stick to the routine, show up to the team meeting, show up to everything that is offered at the office. If you're not busy with a client, be busy with training.
Absolutely. And when you show up every day, eventually that momentum has built, so it's no longer harder to show up. And if it's no longer harder to show up, you look forward to showing up. And if you look forward to showing up, they told you earlier that if you're falling behind on what you're doing, come to the office. That's an example of showing up. And when you come to the office, you have words of wisdom and people who've been doing this for quite some time that can pour into you. Right? So there's benefit on the other side of a disciplined lifestyle. And it's not discipline that you lack, it's good habits that you lack, right? Anything else before I move on? All right, so here are the scrolls. The first one is, today I begin a new life. This is what's going to be repeated, not just this. We're going to actually do the first scroll, but this is the principle, is the mindset. Is it any wonder that this book that was written so long ago still applies now? Because we talk about it in Bold, we talk about it in Ignite, we talk about it here every team meeting about your mindset itself. Because once you change your mindset, you start focusing on the things you really want to do instead of the things that you're not doing. And it leads and pulls you into success, right? So the second one is, I'll greet this day with love in my heart. In Bold, we talk about those gratitude moments, right? You can make a gratitude call. Some of you guys wonder, what can I do? I haven't talked to somebody in a long time. What's something I can do? Well, call them or write them a note of gratitude. So start each day with love, right? Greet the day with love. Love on yourself. You said waking up. Someone else talked about sleeping. There's exercise that you can do. That's a part of loving yourself. And then from that, it should pour out into loving other people, right? I'll persist until I succeed. Okay, this is sales. It's sales. You have to get to a point where your desire for success is greater than your fear of failure. You have to persist every single day and take it one day at a time. Don't try to conquer a year in one day. You're not even promised tomorrow. Just work on conquering today. I am nature's greatest miracle. We talked about value. We've been discounting ourselves and it's showing up in our pockets. If you don't believe that you're the greatest that nature has provided and gifted this world, how do you communicate that to everybody else? It's not that we're without flaw, right? Some of y'all say, man, Verna, you're so calm. I'm like, I'm glad y'all see all that. There's a lot of things that's broken within me, right? But that confidence helps others to feel confident in your ability to assist them. And it's a beautiful thing when your confidence helps to boost their confidence and they now feel like they can do anything that comes their way. I will live this day as if it is my last, because it could be. That's the reality. Sometimes we put off today's problem for tomorrow. Tomorrow already has its own problems. Live today like it's your last and deal with today's challenges. Celebrate today's success. Today I'll be the master of my emotions. We have a thing up here. Where is it? Emotions make you, logic makes you think. Right? We got to master our emotions because these emotions are like wild beasts if you don't master them. You got to keep your emotions between the lines, right? Because if they're making you act and you don't have them between the lines, you haven't mastered that. It could take you down a path you're not trying to get to. Okay. I will laugh at the world. Some of y'all got a rest and be face on all day long. It ain't cute. Right? You take life too seriously. And the things you should take serious, you are too light on them. Smile. We talk about script practicing or making your lead gen calls, or even if you're going in person, right? And standing up and having a smile on your face. And people literally can feel that on the other side. They can tell you're smiling. That means there's a lot of energy in that. And take that smile into a laughter. It's really hard to be pissed off and laughing. Have you tried it? I mean, it really is. And so you start welcoming this world and this experience a little different if you just practice laughing a little bit.
I prefer these lines.
Right. Y'all didn't see Krista. She said she prefers these lines to these lines, right? Absolutely true. Today I will multiply my value 100-fold. Imagine the type of real estate agent you will be to your clients if you multiplied your value 100-fold. We talk about a 1% change. If you did a 1% change every single day, by the time you're at the end of this year, you've had 365% change. That's like a complete change, right? 360 is all we need. So we're giving you grace 4 or 5 days, right? I will act now. I mean, just that's you stop right there. Fear keeps us from acting right now. What else keeps us from acting right now? Barbara said, thinking you have the time to do it later, and then somebody else comes and scoops up your blessing. What else? Online world? Time out. When y'all up here
I know you running.
in my heels, I'm running with that microphone. Chad sitting up there, he on vacation, taking notes, critiquing me. Namesh just nodding his head. Okay, play.
So I just said allowing other things to get in the way.
You know, one of the most powerful things I've learned in my time here in Keller Williams is that when I say yes to something, I'm saying no to so many other things. And then vice versa. When I say no to something, I'm saying yes to a lot of different things, or the things that matter, hopefully, right? So things will get in your way. So how do you bulletproof your goals and what you're trying to do to make sure you act now on the things that are most important? We talk about the 20%, right? The 20% of things that you need to do as a real estate agent that's going to give you the 80% results that you're looking for. All right, running out of time. So here's the scroll, the first scroll. I know y'all been waiting for it. I hope y'all can see all of that. I'm gonna move. I want y'all to read it. It's about to be, technically we're supposed to eat our food and then read it. This is midday. Y'all get food later. We have a lunch sponsor so graciously brought us some food. So just pretend that you're reading it after you eat. But please read this silently. I'll put them on. Imagine the impact that this will have in your life if you do this 3 times a day. It's giving you instructions. I call this the commission, not just your mission, the commission. It's pushing down the negative views and bringing into your life the wisdom that's going to make a difference. Eventually, you will start seeing a change, slowly but surely. It's just like nature. You don't plant a seed and all of a sudden, except for sunflower seeds, some things go quick, but and all of a sudden you have this plant, right? It's a process. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Hopefully it plays. What I need to do for it to play. History isn't made overnight.
dedication that keeps me coming back. I wait for the moment when my training becomes instinct. When the confidence I was born with meets the confidence that I've earned. My hands are an extension of my vision. My vision is filled with smiles. History isn't made overnight. It's built one day at a time.
All right, for some of you, passion brought you here. For others, you're discovering your passion. But what is going to keep you here at KW Southwest or in this career of real estate is your dedication. That's what kept Pam in for 20-something years, 30 years in real estate, right? Your Keller Williams family, this family here lives for the moment that your training becomes instinct. That's why we are known for the training and the education and the coaching that we have. We want to pour into you so much so that it becomes instinct, that you're responding off of instinct to be the greatest salesperson in the world. I want you to ponder weekly on what your vision is filled with. Because we divorce our vision, it seems like yearly. We create this vision board thing in the very beginning, and by the time we're here in the 7th month and the 8th month, we forgot. We forgot what we were doing this for. So create and weekly visit that vision and daily ask yourself, how will you make sure that the work you put your hands to functions as an extension to that vision? Hold it accountable. Hold everything that you're doing accountable to that vision. I encourage you to build your history one day at a time. Full disclosure, that's my cousin. And when you become a team leader, you get to promote your family too. Just saying. Just saying. So the part that you didn't see that was cut off, just to let you know, the last part after, and the seeds of success I will swallow, says, today my old skin has become as dust. I will walk tall among people and they will know me not. For today, I am a new person with a new life. Any ahas? And I'm gonna, hopefully you've taken your card. It's not drink tickets. I don't have drinks for you besides water. We're gonna put them in the bucket while we're collecting them in the bucket. Oh, folks online, you're wondering, you don't have a ticket? You should have came. Okay, I'm not gonna be that cruel. I'm not gonna be that cruel. I'm not gonna be that cruel. How about we do this? In the chat, how many people do we have online? So I have 2 gifts because y'all folks just didn't drive here. Brave the storm, come on.
There are 43 people online.
43 people online, thank you. So choose a number in the chat, choose a number between 1 and 43, and that person will win. No, you're increasing your odds. Oh. Make sure you put your name for those of you who are in here. So here's my commitment to you guys. And I'm saying it on here because this is an area I need to improve on, and you guys will hold me accountable because you like telling us what we told y'all. So starting tomorrow, I will post the first scroll inside of our KW Southwest closed group 3 times a day. I encourage you guys to join me in the first scroll 30-day journey of reading that in 3 times a day. Let's just do a little social experiment and let's see what happens. Let's see how you feel. Let's see what habits you've created and what bad habits you put away. So it'll only go in the closed Facebook group. If you are new and don't know how to get on the closed Facebook group, see one of us, your leadership staff, and we'll get you connected to that. If you have been here and you are not aware, same thing, call us, we'll get you into that. If not, constantly visit that closed Facebook group because we have a lot of information that goes through there. It's a source of community and allows you also to spread, your listings, upcoming, and things that you're in search of. So what do we have online? I gotta say my number. Oh, okay. So I have a number I usually say, but some people may know me too much, so I'm gonna choose another number. 24. And then you want to choose one so they don't feel like I'm rigged. Plus, I need to make sure you're being useful. While I'm up here.
Sorry.
It's
don't
the
say
same thing.
24.
When we're doing our, nobody had 24? Okay, okay, closest to it. That's
Without
right.
going over or?
Without going over, without going over.
That was 23.
I see a
23?
21. Oh, was there 23?
That was 23.
Okay, who is it?
Karina, I believe so.
Karina.
Karina.
Oh, Karina.
Yep.
What's Karina's last
NAGAL,
name?
and it's got more to it.
Oh, Karina, I'm gonna need to know your name. I don't think I know you, sweetheart. Okay, we'll look you up. So Karina, and you chose one? Okay,
Don't know who it is yet.
David Chang.
Oh.
Yeah. So for both of you guys, I'm going to give you a copy of Augmandino's Greatest Salesman. So come see me or give me some time and I'll get it to Carla. Give me a week. Give me a week and I'll get it to Carla for you to pick it up. All right. Thank you.
Why are you delaying? Why are you procrastinating?
It'll probably be ready in 2 days.
What if it's tomorrow?
I'm gonna go pick it up today.
Oh, that's
I'm
okay.
giving
But
myself time to make sure.
You don't know if there's tomorrow.
You're right. I'm gonna act now. I'm gonna act now. Any ahas about this meeting before we roll into our partners or comments? Oh, we got one.
Hold on, hold on. Give me a second.
You don't even have heels on. All the way. Rose.
All right, awesome. So pretty much what I took away from this meeting, this is my first meeting, by the way. I started on Monday.
She just started, y'all. She's
Um,
been to one training already. She just started.
Right. So what it makes me think of is the daily 10-4 and just making sure that I stay committed and making sure that I'm doing that every day, like adding to my database, talking to people, even though it kind of makes me uncomfortable a little bit, but just staying committed and just knowing that there's a compound effect in play and that it will pay off and just, just staying motivated.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Some of y'all who've been in this for quite some time.
Observation says that that talks about bad habits.
They gotta hear you. That's what
So it
that's
talks about bad habits and just falling into a responsive mode or reactionary mode, not being proactive. Kind of building on what she touched on is to be proactive, talk to people, lead generate, social media, reach out to your friends, and stay inactive.
Sounds good. Nothing? All right. Well, we'll continue to explore this greatest salesman. There's actually one guy who was deemed the greatest salesperson, and I would say they say the world, but it's probably just America. So the next team meeting, I will introduce you guys to him and what he did to be successful and how he utilized some of these tenets to get to success. All right, we have some people who have joined us along our journey to be successful. We call them our great business partners, our allied business partners here. So we have, I guess you'll be first since you did a little shimmy.
Yeah, come on up.
We have Melissa Lima of Patent Title, Celebrity Title, formerly known as that.
Video just started.
Oh.
Well, sorry about that.
So I have to, these are for distance and now I have to take them off so I can see close. So hi guys, I'm Melissa. I know most of you, hello, there's a new face right here. I just met him the other day. He came down to the title company. And so he was looking at brokerages and actually this was the first place he came and he was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. So it's a great place to be. A couple things, just make sure when you're reviewing a contract and you execute it and send it in to us, just make sure that things are properly spelled, names are properly spelled, email addresses are correct, because we have a whole department that opens our orders. Open orders means it goes through the whole contract. It looks at names, it inputs the names, like it gives us everything in order to send out the information, go through the process. If you have a L missing in your email address, or for the other, most of you, we know, the other broker, maybe there's a letter missing, number missing, like we're gonna, send them invites to our system and their email address doesn't exist. Make sure, telephone numbers, even property address is correct. You might miss a number and then you have the wrong property. So just be very, very sure of what you're doing on the contract and just review it, especially even on page 10 at the bottom where it says commission for the buyer's agent. You know, just make sure everything you're reviewing before you send it in, because this is all we look at. We look at the contract. We don't look at MLS or HAR or anything like that. So we go strictly off what is on the contract. So it, you know, just if you can make our job easier, so, you know, we can all be on the same page, that would be great. Ready for this?
Yes.
I have an amazing fun fact, real estate fun fact. So in July of 2005, there was a Canadian blogger that traded a paperclip for a house. Do you guys know about that story? If you look it up, you can, it's really, really cool. And I won't go through all the steps, but there were about 20 transitions or acquisitions. You know, it started with a paperclip. He traded paperclip for a pen. The pen went to a hand sculpted doorknob, a doorknob to a camp stove, all the way down. That started in 2005, 2006, a year's rent to an afternoon with Alice Cooper, an afternoon with Alice Cooper to a KISS motorized snow globe, a snow globe for a role in the, a snow globe to Corbin Benson for a role in the film Donna on Demand, and a role in the movie to a 2-story farmhouse in Kipling, Saskatchewan.
Wow,
So-
those 20 things. Well, that reminds me of when I used to teach, I would ask the students, how many times do you have to double a dollar, right? So I give you $1 and I ask you to double it. Then you take that and you ask somebody else to double it. How many times before you get to $1 million? And do y'all know? So it's really 20 times. Yes.
That's it.
At the 19th time, you're at $500,000. So this story plus that story plus the story we just talked about in The Greatest Salesman is about that whole persistence thing, right? If you constantly keep going, it may not look like you are progressing or ever gonna get there, but if you keep going, around that corner is your success.
Yeah, it was 14 trades from a paperclip to a 2-story farmhouse.
Thank you. Pretty
You're
cool.
welcome.
Bye. Asking y'all to form a great habit about filling out your forms when it comes to the title. So start creating those great habits so it pushes out your bad habits.
And this is the first time I got an applause.
Oh, yeah. I like to think it's because it was my meeting. I'm just saying. Okay, we have Yu with Reliant. Let us know how we can help and what you got going on.
Good morning. My name is Yu Lin. I've been working for Reliant for almost 10 years. Okay.
Whoop, whoop.
We have a referral program for agents. I mean, if you refer me somebody, they set up the electricity turn pen. Okay. You get $75. If they set up their home security from Reliant, you got $250 worth of point. Okay. I put some my business account in the lunchroom. And also, I mean, because I have direct number, it's much quicker to set up your custom.
Can't hear you. Speak up.
Okay, so because I have direct phone, so it's much quicker for you guys to set up electricity. I mean, last week, Susan gave her customer my phone number. But anyway, the customer called Reliant. So they end up the price is much higher than my price. So my price is good and service is quick. So I think you guys should take the advantage for using me, okay? My office is in here. I come here like twice a week or something like that, okay?
All right, thank you, Yu.
Okay, thanks.
Provide great service with, you know, giving them a discount, right? Or better value.
We got a 5% discount for KW Weaver.
Okay.
And plus we give you lower price than normal customer.
Perfect. Thank you,
Yeah,
Yu.
it's free referral to qualify.
There you go. So she has a system in place that she has created. It is great habits, and you reap the benefits, and so do your clients. So get with Yu for that specialized treatment and her concierge services with energy. And now we have Dale of AMCAP Mortgage. Tell us how we can help and support and what you got.
You got it. So you guys can help by sending referrals, obviously. We're just like you all. We're commission based. We don't get paid for just opening the door and turning the light on. So we'd love to be there to help. We're incentivized to get you to the closing table as soon as possible because we obviously get paid at the same time. One big thing going on that's happened a couple of weeks ago, FHA made some changes to student loans and how they calculate student loans. Anyone aware currently of the guidelines for FHA for calculating deferred student loans? No one? Okay. Just because a student loan shows up on a credit report as being in deferment, we know that eventually those loans are going to be required to be paid. The current FHA guideline states that if, or the past one, that if you had a student loan, that we're required to use 1% of the total balance of the deferred student loans and add that into their debt ratios to determine their ability to qualify for a mortgage. What's the highest amount of student loans anyone's ever seen in this office? I've seen $247,000. So if we took 1% of $247,000 to qualify, we would have to count an additional $2,470 against that buyer's debt ratios to get them qualified for a mortgage. FHA has lowered that amount to only 0.5%. If you had $100,000 in deferred student loans or in student loans currently, and we use 0.5%, instead of using 1% at $1,000, we're now allowed to only use 0.5 point, which is $500. $500 on a mortgage payment equates to about another $75,000 in buying power. Everybody catch that? That means now that person that was qualified to only buy a $200,000 house now qualifies for $275,000. I don't know about you, but I have not seen a lot of homes in the $200,000 price range lately. So this is huge as far as helping potential buyers qualify because we're not having to count as much debt against them. So we're here for you. Love to help you. Please come in, bring your buyers by. We want to run some scenarios to see what we can do and help you get some ideas of where they need to be searching price wise. Thank you. Thank you all.
And finally, we have our lunch sponsor today is Jim Green with this, Green Air Technology, the stinky house guy. That's kind of cool. So he is here to tell us a little bit about that. You guys show him some Keller Williams Southwest family love.
Thank you.
We appreciate him bringing food for us. It will help with our meditation time frame. For those of y'all who don't come to the team meeting, sorry, go get your lunch from your fridge. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, my name is Jim Green. Real quick, so just talking about developing habits and stuff. February 1st of this year, I weighed 277 pounds. This morning, I was to 234. And I have not changed my diet at all because I seriously, honestly, truly eat whatever the hell I want. But what I do every single day now is I work out. I get up at 4 o'clock every single morning and I work out. And that's how I lost that weight because I haven't changed my eating habits. I love food. So anyway, once again, my name is Jim Green. My company is Green Air Technology. I am the stinky house guy. Cigarettes, cigars, cats, curries, cadavers. These are all things that prevent houses from being sold. Yes, we'll get into that in just a second. But the number one deal killer for houses, not in this market at the moment, but in about 6 or 8 more months, maybe a year, is going to be the smell of the house. It always is. Okay, it doesn't matter. It just is. We fix that. In almost every case, we can fix it in 24 hours. Sometimes we need 48 to 72, just depends on the problem. There's only been one house that we couldn't fix in our entire career, and that house got knocked down. That's how bad it was. So, and I walked away from it. So it was really that bad. We do crime scene cleanup. We do hoarder houses. We do suicides. We do everything gross. It doesn't really matter what it is. If it disgusts you or anybody else, or nobody can walk into the house, we can fix it.
I'm just wondering who wakes up and says that I want to start helping people
It's a really long story, but let me tell you how I woke up this morning. So I actually didn't get my workout in this morning. I will get it in this afternoon. But my first call this morning was at about just a little before 5 a.m. She thought she was going to leave me a message, but I was already up. She just complained that she just woke up and something smells like death in her house. So I traveled from Cypress down to Richmond to go check out what this death was. And yes, there's a dead squirrel in the wall. And this afternoon, I will go fetch that out for her. And by tomorrow, we will now have known that there was a smell in her house. Currently, nobody wants to even walk in the house. It's pretty bad.
Usually that's just a bunch of teenagers.
We can fix those smells too. Really, there isn't there. I like to say we've seen it all. I don't know that we have yet. People surprise me. People are bad. They do bad things to houses. So, but we're there to fix those things. So this morning from that call, then I went up to Tomball to fix a house that smells like cigarette smoke. Tomorrow, you will never know that anybody ever smoked in that house. And she smoked 2 packs a day for 3 years in that place. The guys that own it live right behind her. They had no idea she even smoked. So they saw her almost every day. From there, we're working on a restaurant right now in Champions. We're doing a mold remediation there. So we do that kind of stuff too. Basically, once again, if it's nasty, if it's biologically harmful to humans, we fix it.
So commercial and residential.
So, yeah, we don't do a whole lot of commercial. We did this because the person buying the restaurant, or his husband, his wife is the realtor, or is a realtor as well, and she knew us and knew that we could fix that. So that's why we're doing that particular job. So we do COVID decontaminations. We've been doing them since before it was COVID. Doesn't matter what the government decides to throw at us next for a virus, we can destroy it. So if you've got people worrying about getting into contaminated houses for any reason, Friday morning, I've got a lady from another realtor. She's moving. She just bought a house. Yesterday, she found out that the tenants that are moving out on Thursday, all of them had COVID. And so she's afraid of moving into this new house because she's got 2 new babies. So we'll go in, we'll disinfect the entire house, and it'll also be 90-day bacteria static. So those are the kind of things that we can offer. We also do offer that as closing gifts if you want to, do something for your buyers. So some of you look perplexed to go, what is all of this? But because I know some of you are new realtors, but you will walk into a house one day, you'll open that door. Your buyers are going to be right behind you, by the way. And then you're just going to turn around and go, no, we need to go look at something else. So you give me a call for those things.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Someone asked like, what's the range of cost?
So we generally start at about 55 cents a square foot. Cigarette smoke is almost always $1 a square foot, unless they've been smoking for less than a year in the place. But it just depends. Things get really nasty. We always want to see the house. My phone number is that phone is on until 10 p.m. every night because I know you guys don't work banker's hours. So give me a call. We'll go out. We'll take a look at the house within 24 hours. I'll give you a price. We almost always go prepared to do the job because generally a sale is hinging on this and it needs to get done right away. So we would, unless it's just something that we go, oh, you know what, I need 12 hours to prep for this. That rarely happens. We almost always go prepared to do the job and have the house back to you the next day, completely smell free and completely sterile. When we finish up, you can have surgery in the house. People laugh about that. I'm not kidding about it. So. Any thoughts, questions, interjections, amusing anecdotes? Yes, sir.
How long does it last?
Until the next thing stinks it up. So this whatever smells I treat, do not come back.
The sterilization can last 90 days.
Yeah. Now the sterilization of a house that can last up to 90 days. But as far as smells coming back, they don't come back. If I treat a smell, it never comes back. And we guarantee that. Yes, ma'am. What about it?
How many days there is a guarantee?
There is 0 guarantees on mold. This is Houston, Texas. So nobody can guarantee mold. It's just the way it is. Now, what we do is we guarantee our work. And if a problem pops back up, within a few days or something, every time you open and close a door or a window, you're letting mold and other particulates into your house, just depending on what area you're in. Sugarland has a lot of that. I also deal with a lot of it in Katy and generally a lot of the wooded areas. The Woodlands, Montgomery area, we deal a lot with that stuff. I live in Cypress. It's not quite as wooded and I don't do many mold jobs there. So, yes, sir.
3,000 square foot house, cigarette smoke. How long does it take to take care of it? 2-story?
Generally, we can do it in 24 hours. If they've been smoking for, if it's more than 3 years, then generally we have to do 2 treatments. So we'll ask to have the house for 48 to 72 hours. But generally 2 treatments is all it takes. I rarely have to do a 3rd treatment on those things, but I almost know right away when I come in, I'll tell you, look, no, this is going to take 2 treatments. Now, it is. Now, the product that we use for that, the molecule of it is literally 1/10 of the size of an oxygen molecule, and it goes through paint and into drywall and destroys those things. It destroys things on a molecular level. So any other questions, thoughts?
Don't use Febreze plugins.
Yeah. Seriously, those plugins, those things, those are cancer causers. If you have more than 2 of the, if you have to use more than 2 of those in a house, don't call me.
2 is good. 2 is okay.
Fire hazards. They're fire hazards too.
Yes, they are that. So, yeah, if you got to use more than 2 of those in a house, then, because you're putting VOCs in the air, volatile organic compounds.
Well, I have
That-
to.
Yeah, well, you'd probably be all right. Don't get any more than that. So, I'm going to stick around for a little bit and have lunch with y'all. So if you have any other questions, if you want to talk about any scenarios or anything, we can talk. So, God bless y'all. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the team meeting. Y'all go have fun. Laugh a little.